Namaste yogis, welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. So we're gonna start on chair shavasana. Have all of your props handy and remember to relax. Get as comfortable as you want. You can have a strap around your thighs as we normally do and a blanket either under your head or under your lower back or both, depending what feels right. Also, make sure that you place extra props if needed on your chair or couch so that you can have a 90-degree angle on your knees. So you can go ahead and lay down on your back and bring your legs on the chair. You want a bolster or a pillow. And so once you get on your back, remember that if you have a strap or you can use a scarf too, and tie yourself up around the thighs so that you don't let your knees flare. This will help to rotate your hips and it will help to stabilize your pelvis while we relax and breathe deeply. You may hold onto the back of the head gently, lift the head, tuck your chin just a little bit. So you feel that nice elongation of your cervical spine. Do not worry about extending so much. You don't want that part of the body to be flat. Just gently and make sure it feels right for you. Draw your shoulder blades together, relax your hands by your sides, palms facing up, and just bring the awareness down to your feet first. And pay attention if you need to make any adjustments, go ahead and do them and then relax your feet, your ankles, relax your lower legs, pay attention to your knees. Relax your thighs. Relax your glutes. Relax your hips. Your shoulders. And pay attention if you feel like you're leaning on one side. So sometimes one side of the body feels closer to the floor. You can go ahead and wiggle your body and try to find center, but sometimes the body will just go back to where it was before, just because maybe that side is tight or tighter than the other. So in this position, we're just gonna let gravity take over so that our muscles start relaxing so we can find the realignment of the pelvis and the shoulders. Let your shoulders be heavy and also pay attention if they feel even or you feel leaning towards the one side on your upper back. Relax your arms and let your fingers curl naturally into your palms. No tension or effort, just relaxation. Relax your neck and your jaw. Relax your eyes. And then start observing your breath, rising and falling. Rising and falling. Expand into the lower parts of your belly, rising. And let your navel drop, falling. You may bring your thumbs and index together and relax the other 3 fingers. And then observe the breath if anything changes here. Your inhalation being the nurturing part of your breath, the exhalation being the cleansing and grounding part of your breath. Rising and falling. If you would like a more active breath, extend your middle finger, ring finger, and pinkies. Extend them well. So instead of keeping them curling in towards the palm, try to keep that extension. Do not tense, just extend with purpose. And then observe if any other part of the body reacts to that engagement of your hands. And then pay attention how your breath changes. Gyan Mudra helps to breathe into that Dirga Pranayama pattern, the 3-part breath. It allows the prana to move towards the base of the spine where the Muladhara chakra is. This chakra is the center of energy that will allow you to be grounded, to feel safe. It also helps to balance the survival instinct so that we're not in alert mode all the time. So you breathe in and expand and imagine the energy moving as far down to your toes, and then visualize the energy moving upwards from the toes to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, visualize the energy moving down from the crown of the head towards the toes. Rising energy of prana as you inhale. Grounding energy of apana as you exhale. Continue on your own. Don't let your mind wander. Take 3 more breaths here. Release your mudras. Observe your breath, observe your body for a few moments. If you are, if you are on a chair, you may push your chair away from you. If you are on a couch, you may move towards the top so that you can extend your legs. If you hyperextend your knees, you're not going to go into full extension. You may just extend a little bit. If you do not have any concerns with your knees, we're going to extend the legs fully. So we're going to get a gentle hamstring stretch. Keep your toes facing forward, so try not to let your toes flare. Make sure that this feels right. Once again, you don't have to go into full extension. Bring your arms, if being at an A-frame works for you today, we can stay here. If you like, you can try T position to get a little bit of a stretch through the upper body, or you can go onto a goalpost posture. So Bending the elbows, bringing ourselves, our arms onto a 90-degree angle. Now, once more, if you are comfortable working with mudras and it does make a difference in your breath, you're going to go again into Gyan Mudra. If you don't find that it makes any difference, I invite you to just relax, no mudra, and observe the quality of your breath, the length, the pace, and its depth. And then after a few rounds that you get familiarized with the sensations, try using the mudra and focus and see if you can notice any changes. And don't worry if you don't notice right away. It does take practice. Just really observe, like be curious about what your breath does. Okay, so we're gonna relax here, throw your blades together, then release your upper back onto the floor. And mudra or not, close your eyes. And return to your breath. The slower you breathe, the better. Your whole body is relaxed. You can scan again from bottom to top, relaxing your toes, relaxing your foot soles and top of the feet, the ankles. Relax your lower legs, relax your knees. Relax your thighs, your glutes. Allow your back to release onto the floor. Relax your neck, your jaw, and your face. Your mudra is active, but it's not tense. Observe. Don't let your mind wander. If you suffer from restless legs syndrome, this stretch will help to drain the blood and the lymphatic fluid, but also it will help you to extend your knees. So if you know that you have one knee that bends more than the other, remember that that creates a limp sometimes that can later on shift the position of the pelvis. And so this can help with that, but you do want to make sure that this is not pinching your knee or that there is no torquing sensation. You have the option to bend the knees and get closer to your prop, to your chair or couch, or get your prop closer to you, whatever the case. Just let your body guide you. What's the best pose, the best version of this pose for you today? No right or wrong, you guys. Make sure it feels good. Continue to observe your breath. I'm gonna take one more breath here, full deep breath. Bring the awareness to your hands and wiggle your fingers. Bring your hands by your sides. And when you're ready, wiggle your toes. And be mindful, start bending your knees. And then release your feet on the ground. If you need to get your blanket down, you do that maybe with your feet. And then extend your legs. Readjusting yourself. We're gonna have a moment here on a brief shavasana. And first you want to flex your feet so that you know you're extending your hamstrings, then relax. Allow your rib cage to release onto the floor. Bring your hands by your sides. And we'll just take a few moments to check in how the hips receive the extension of the hamstrings and the reposition of your pelvis. So if you start noticing that your lower back hurts, bend your knees instead and rest your foot soles on the floor. You can just relax here your legs because you have your straps, so you don't need to be engaging anything. So pay attention what works. If you're able to stay here with your legs extended, we're gonna do that. What you experience is discomfort but not pain, see if you can breathe the discomfort out. If not, do rest your foot soles on the floor. Once again, return to your Gyan Mudra for the next couple of breaths and don't let your mind go away. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet, wiggle your toes, relax your mudra, move your feet side to side. Stretch your arms overhead, point or flex your feet and squeeze every muscle tight, tight, tight. Purun face and relax. We'll do it again. Flex or point your feet and squeeze tight, tight, tight. And release. Last one, make it count. Point or flex and squeeze. And release. When you're ready, bend your knees, bring your foot soles on the floor, and move onto your favorite side. Take a few moments once you get there. And on your next breath, use your top hand and help yourself up. All right, so you can take your strap out of the way now. And we're gonna get some extra props. If you have more blankets available, make yourself a little support for your waist. So you're gonna take your blanket and fold it in a way that is not super thick, so it will look something like this. If you want a deeper massage through your sides and you don't have any concerns, you can have double blanket. Keep your bolster handy because we are going to use the bolster for our legs. So you're gonna place the support. So you don't wanna be higher than 1 inch with your support. So if you have blankets, they squish when you lay on them. So about 1 inch should be enough. For your head, you may want to fold your blanket a little higher so that your head is not falling onto the side. If you have blocks at home, you can also place 1 or 2 blocks under your head if you prefer. And then the first thing we're going to do is lay down. Oh yeah, by the way, if you have the extra props and then you need the extra support, you can have your blankets or your blocks on the right side of your mat. Well, left side. We're going to lay down on the right side. Okay, so we're going to go sideways, and just like we do sometimes with the bolster, you're going to keep your hips on the floor, keep your support just right next to your hip, and then lay down on your side. So make sure that you spare your rib cage. So your bottom rib cage, you don't want it to be digging against your blanket. Then have your other blanket right under the head, and bend your top knee and rest it on your bolster. Extend your bottom leg, flex your foot, and balance your hips to the best of your ability. So by balance, I mean stack them. Bring your hands in front of you, in front of your chest, and on your next inhalation, like if you were going to do prayer breath, reach your arm up, open your chest towards the sky, take a few moments, lift your fingertips towards the sky, creating space in your shoulder, and on your next exhalation, rotate your torso and bring your arm behind you. So I have blocks behind me to support me. You can have a pillow or you can have a blanket. Some of you might go all the way down to the floor, which is not a goal, you guys, but some of you may do that. That's okay. If you don't have a support and your arm does not reach all the way to the floor, do not let your arm hang in here. Instead, bend your elbow and rest your hand on your side, on your tummy, on your hip. Just find a place that will work for your arm. Okay, so make sure it feels okay on your arm and shoulder. Close your eyes once you get into the version of this position that works for you. And breathe. If you do have props under your arm, make sure that you are supporting your elbow, because if it's all the way on your hand, your elbow might start hyperextending. It's important that you look after that, please. Relax your jaw, your face. Observe your breath. You can go back to Gyan Mudra. Don't let your mind wander. Take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you're ready, release your mudra. Bend your elbow, your left elbow, and bring it close to your body if it wasn't there already. And then let your torso come forward. Relax your hand on top of the other. Maybe bend the elbows in front of your face. Relax and observe. Notice the quality of your breath. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And when you are ready, stack your knees. Find your way onto your back. Move slowly and mindfully. Extend your legs and observe. And before we go on to the other side, just take a moment and see if you notice where is your breath more obvious. Like if perhaps your left nostril feels like it's the dominant nostril right now. Some of you will be able to feel the energy moving along the left side, which is the lunar side. And once again, if you don't feel the difference, don't worry. Just really pay attention to the breath. You will start getting very used to noticing these little changes that sometimes you will experience during your pranayama practice and your asana practice. All right, so when you are ready, gonna pass your props on the opposite direction. So if you had blocks to support your arms, you're gonna move them to the other side. If you had a bolster or a pillow, you're gonna put it on the other side as well. Bend your knees, bring your footstools on the floor, and we're gonna move towards the left shoulder. Use your top hand to help yourself up, and once you are once again sitting next to your blankets, make sure that your hip is on the floor. And then you spare your top rib cage. You don't want your top rib cage to be digging on the blanket. Extend your bottom leg and bend your top knee. Place it on top of the bolster as you bend it. Stacking your hips and your shoulders to the best of your ability. You're gonna extend your arms in front of your chest. You first may flex the bottom foot and push your heel away and then relax. And as you take your next inhalation, bring your right arm towards the sky. Take a moment here. Lift your fingertips towards the sky, and then as you exhale, open your shoulder, rotate your torso, and bring your arm behind you. Each side is different. It will target the opposite side. And so it's normal that you feel more, you are more flexible on one side. So feel free to take your time here to adjust your head so that your neck is also supported. And when you're ready, go back onto your mudra, Gyan Mudra. Relax your jaw and your face, and then observe your breath. Rising and falling, expanding into the right side of your body. If you didn't extend your arm on the one side, remember that you want to keep it even, bend your elbow instead, and rest your hand against your body. Take one more breath here. Release your mudra. Bend your right arm and bring it towards your body, and then roll your body forward, so your shoulder forward. Relax your hands together in front of your chest and take a few moments here. Breathe. We'll take one more breath, full deep breath. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation, stacking your knees. You can keep your blankets under your tummy. The next one, actually I'm borrowing the next stretch from realignment. We haven't done this one in a long time. You may not like it, so make sure that you adjust it or skip it. So have your bolster on the left side, on the right side of your mat. Left. I keep on trying to mirror you guys, but I am practicing for soon I will have to mirror you again. Or right now, still not need because, well, I don't know, in the camera, does it look the other side? I have no idea. Anyways, I still try to mirror you. Okay, so we're gonna extend, okay, wait. We're gonna rest our tummy on the blankets and have your pubic bone on the floor. And then have your bolster across the mat. You're gonna have your bolster or your pillow and place it, you're gonna move to the side like I'm doing right now, and you're gonna place your your thigh on the bolster. So come back to center and make sure that your knee is not on the bolster. So it's slightly up. You don't want it all the way up to your hip, otherwise you're gonna be tilted. So what you want is to find a way so that your pelvis is parallel to the floor. Make sure just rest your leg on the floor and maybe place a blanket or two right above the knee. So do watch it. You don't want to hyperextend the knee. Okay, so what you can tell, we're getting into a theme of extending the knees, but we're also now extending the hip flexor while we relax and tone the nervous system. We're not going to do the arm part here. We want to really relax. One thing to look for in this position is that you don't want your legs to be wide apart, which is something that might happen. So you really want to stack your knees, bring your prop close to you, so that when you lay over, you don't have to go wide-legged. Make sure this is not pinching on your pelvis. If you have a prop, if you had it under the head, you can use it for under your forehead. Make sure that your neck stays neutral and that you're not lifting your head so much. You don't want to put any tension on the neck. Some of you will be able to rest the chin or the forehead on the floor and your arms at a goalpost posture. Some of you may want to rest the temple on the floor. So moving the gaze towards the right while your left leg is on the bolster. So check what works for you today. Relax, breathe. Gyan Mudra if that works for you. And while we hold this position, oh yeah, by the way, if none of these options are comfortable for you or you have any neck concerns, stack your hands under the forehead. So don't force anything. Breathe deeply while I keep talking as usual here. So you're going to scan your body from the bottom up. Relax your toes and relax your foot soles. Relax the top of your feet, your ankles. Relax your lower legs. Relax your knees. Relax your upper legs. Relax your glutes. Balance your hips. So you might feel your hip bones on the blanket. Relax your torso, your shoulders, your neck, your face, and your jaw. Relax your arms and your hands. If your hands are by the sides, you may find Gyan Mudra. Don't let your mind wander. We're going to take one more breath, full deep breath. And bring your forehead under the on top of the hands. Stack your hands under the forehead. Now to come out, be mindful. Bring your left hand next to your shoulder or under your shoulder, and then mindfully extend the bottom arm, push yourself to the side just like you did, and move your bolster to the side. Be careful as you move the bolster to the other side. Try not to do something funky because then your shoulder might not like that. And once on the other side, we're going to do the same thing. Just like we enter one side, we're going to enter the other. So first you stack your knees and lean towards your side. Get your bolster above the knee, bring it close to you, and then rotate back. So once you rotate back, you check and make sure that your legs are not wide apart. Try to balance your pelvis and have it parallel to the floor. You're going to be tilted to the side. It's normal, like your hip is not going to be, some of you may be, but most of us won't be having the hip bone on the floor or on the blanket. So just make sure this feels all right, and then you feel as balanced as possible. Then take your prop, if you're putting a prop under your forehead, or if you're stacking your hands, or maybe you're looking away from that elevated leg, so now your gaze might be towards the left. If you did that on one side, try to stay here with your mudra. Some of us did the normal crocodile arm, so we brought our hands under the forehead. So just make sure this feels all right. But once you find the one that works for you, the one arm position, start bringing the awareness down to your feet once again, and relax your toes, relax your foot soles, relax the top of your feet, relax your ankles, the lower legs and knees, thighs and glutes. Relax your hips and shoulders. And reconnect with your breath. Relax your arms, your hands. Don't let your mind wander. Breathe. And scan your body from bottom to top. Make sure that every corner is relaxed. We'll take one more breath here, full deep breath. And bring your forehead back to center with your hands under. If you were in a different position, take a few moments here. And when you're ready, bring your right hand under the shoulder, extend your left arm to the top of the mat, and slowly, mindfully push yourself to the side. Take your bolster, put it away. Return to center, balance your body again on your blanket. Pubic bone towards the floor. Bend your knees and windshield wipe your feet. Bring yourself back to center and rest your feet on the floor. Bring your hands under the shoulders as you inhale. Be mindful, and exhale, slowly push yourself up on your knees. You can bring your knees on your blankets if you like. Find your tabletop position. Press the mat away from you. keep your gaze somewhere on the floor. Don't let your head collapse. And inhale here. Exhale, hips to the left, hinge towards your right. Gaze can go to the outside of your right hand. Depending on your neck, you might be looking towards the center of the mat or the middle of the mat, or maybe all the way back towards the right corner of the mat. Depending what the neck says, you're gonna feel that stretch through the left and that gentle squeeze through the right. Make sure this feels all right on your hip and your knees. The next time you inhale, bring yourself back to center. And as you exhale, send your hips to the right and adjust your gaze. You can be looking outside the left hand, mid-mat, or all the way back. And breathe. Inhale slowly, come back to center, and exhale, wiggle your hips. Press the top of the feet on the floor, and as you inhale, send your tailbone up, drop your belly, look forward or up. And exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your back, and let your head dangle. Again, inhale, tailbone up, drop your belly, open your chest, look forward or up. And exhale, high cat, round your back, and let your head release. 2 more. Tailbone first, back, and hip. And tailbone first, back, and hip. And again. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, walk your hands back and find your way onto your seated position. You can have your blanket for under your feet. You can have the one blanket folded so that it tilts your pelvis forward. You could also sit on your bolster or your pillow if it's what your body needs today. Go into your cross-legged position. You can sit on your blocks, you guys, and you can also have extra props under your knees. Make sure it feels right. Once you get onto that comfortable position, relax your shoulders back and under, tuck your chin, and close your eyes. So the things to look for in your Sukhasana is that you want your hips higher than the knees, if possible, or at the same level of the knees. If you have any concerns, please lift your hips, bring in extra props underneath, and pat your knees, but do not let your knees do this. It's important, otherwise you're going to start pinching through the hip flexor. Then notice if your shoulders are leaning forward, try to bring them right over the hips. Press your legs onto the floor. If you need to extend your legs or do any adjustment, please do that. Awesome. We're going to continue to work with Gyan Mudra. So palms facing up, and bring your index and thumbs to touch, extending all 3 fingers. Squeeze your arms towards your body, your upper arms, and draw your blades together, and then relax your shoulders down. Relax your posture, but keep the activation of your bandhas. So every time you exhale, think about the pelvic floor muscles lifting, navel moving in and gently up. And think about the expansion of your rib cage, your chest. And on your exhalation, on the exhalation, let your body fall. And at the bottom of the exhalation, lift the pelvic floor muscles, draw the navel in and pull it up, letting all the air out. Inhale, soften your muscles and fill up your tummy, your side ribs, your chest, your shoulders expand all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale, allow your body to fall. When there is no more air, you're gonna bring the pelvic floor muscles up, draw the navel in and pull it up. We'll take a couple more breaths like this. Don't let your mind wander. You do not want to lift the pelvic floor muscles when you are inhaling. You want to do it when there is emptiness, when you find the void or the shunyaka, when there is no more air. And think about, as you continue to breathe, I just keep talking. So you think about getting like a vacuum from the crown of the head, and you're getting the vacuum all the way up towards the base of the spine. Then turn it up when you are breathing out, when there is emptiness. And think about the pelvic floor muscles lifting. You're not squeezing, you're lifting, like coming up. For your navel, same thing. Think about a vacuum or a string from the inside of your navel pulling you in towards the spine and then up. And you will notice, if you close your eyes and you continue to focus with that gentle movement, you will notice that the position of your pelvis changes and the elongation of your spine will be more obvious to you. We'll take 3 more breaths like this. Exhale completely. Lift the pelvic floor, navel in, pull it up. Relax your muscles and inhale, expand. Fill up. Exhale, empty. And when in emptiness, engage your bandhas. Mula bandha, pelvic floor. Uddiyana bandha, navel. All the way up. If you want to do the Maha bandha, all locks together, tuck your chin more. So you close the last bandha at the top of your throat, your chin bandha. Breathing in. Expand. Breathing out. Lift the pelvic floor. Navel in. And feel how there is a little bit of pressure as the breath comes out. If there is high blood pressure, do not close the chin bandha. Do not do the chin lock. Keep your chin parallel to the floor. Let's try for 2 more breaths. One more breath. Release your mudra. Tuck your chin onto your chest. Blink your eyes open. Gaze forward. Awesome. Final asana. Have your bolster towards the top of the mat. If you have extra props and you want to minimize the lower back arch, you could have blocks or another pillow or cushion or something under the other one, so you make like this reclined support. And then have an extra blanket as a pillow. You could do this with your bolster straight down on the floor. It will just give you a deeper back bend. And when you are ready, you're gonna move your body slightly away from the edge of your pillow or bolster, so you have about a foot or so of distance. So when you, actually a little more, so that when you go down, the space between your shoulder blades go on the lower edge of your bolster. And then have your blanket. Adjust your pelvis so that it feels neutral. You're not pinching anything. So you have a few options. You can extend your legs, relax your arms, and let go here. If you like to put a little more of the mat on your lumbar spine and your hips, you're gonna bend your knees and bring your foot sills on the floor, and then bring your foot sills together, let your knees flare. So this Supta Baddha Konasana might be too much for your knees. You can take extra blankets and place them under your knees. You can move your feet away from you, so that will create more of a diamond shape. Every modification will feel different on everybody, so just find the one that works for you. Move your head side to side. Move your arms in a position that feels right. And don't let your mind wander. Supta Baddha Konasana will support you with headaches and migraines. It helps to stabilize the pelvis. With the support under your upper back, you are also stimulating your lungs. As you expand your chest, you are helping your lungs to also expand and work full capacity. Relax your face and your jaw. You can go back onto Gyan Mudra, thumbs and index touching, to continue to ground. Supta Konasana can be a very vulnerable asana pose. We're stimulating the pelvic region. We're going into a hip opener. We're also working with a chest opener. And remember that deep emotions are stored in the pelvic region. So as we open up through the hips, we might find that this pose can be emotional for many of us. So try to breathe through whatever that arises. The chest expansion will help to nurture your body with more fresh prana. Make sure that when you exhale, you completely release the breath. If you want to try to work your bandhas at the bottom of the exhalation during this practice, this asana, you can do that. It might be a little more challenging because of the position of the legs, but you're welcome to give it a try. Remember, the lift of the pelvic floor muscles is only happens at the bottom of the exhalation. You draw the navel down and then pull it up. And then inhale, soften your muscles first, and then fill up. Two more breaths like this. Release your mudra. Be mindful you can help your knees up with your hands on your next breath. Keep your foot soles on the floor and fall over your side. Don't come straight up, come to your side and take your props out of the way. Very gracefully, or like I am doing it. And then release onto your back. Adjust your head and pay attention to your body as you let it ground. Notice the space between your back and the floor, how close to the ground you feel. Notice the sensation of your pelvis. Do you feel a little more even on your pelvis and your shoulders than you did when you first measure your body against the ground? And how about the breath? Can you feel the flow of prana through your whole body? Remember, you can stay on your Shavasana for as long as you need. Relax here and pause your video. Maybe continue to work with your pranayama, mudras, and bandhas. Otherwise, we'll take 3 more breaths together, rising and falling. Send your breath and awareness down to your feet. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Move your feet side to side. Reach your arms overhead. Bring your legs closer together and squeeze every muscle. Tight, tight, tight. Balloon face. And release. We'll do it again. Flex or point your feet. Tense, tight, tight, tight. Balloon face. And relax. Last one. Make it count. Point, flex, or whatever you need to do with your feet so you can create a lot of energy. Squeeze your bum tight, tight, tight. And let go. When you're ready, move onto your favorite side. Take a few moments once you get there. Use your top hand to slowly help yourself up on your next exhalation. Find your way onto your comfortable seated position. You can go onto Sukhasana once again, cross-legged. You can sit on your bolster or your blanket, or just find that that will be supportive of you. You can also go onto half lotus if that feels better for your pelvis. Just watch for your knees. Relax your shoulders away from the ears and bring your hands together at the center of the heart. Take a few moments here and watch your breath. I'm going to continue to breathe and expand. And see if you can follow the sound until there is no more. We're going to seal our practice with the sound and vibration of Om. We'll first take a breath together. Inhale, expand. Exhale. Inhale to Om. Inhale deeply. Side out. Again, inhale. Side out. Last one, breathe in. Let all tension out. Tuck your chin onto your chest and blink your eyes open. Bring your gaze forward. Rub your hands together, build up good vibes, and shower yourself with them all around you and shake off tensions and stresses. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.